Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nikki here, and today I want to show you how I am tackling some journaling for the next 3 months. Spring is about to arrive in Australia, so I decided I needed to gather together all my spring things, all my pretty things, all my pastel things, and set up something to make journaling easy. I have a huge stash, and if you have a huge stash too, do you sort of look at everything and you don't know where to start because you've got so many things to pick from that you sort of falter and you end up spending more time just looking for something to start with than actually starting? If you're like me, this is how I get through these things. I've done a test run with this sort of thing when I did my coffee themed planner for Junk Journal July, and I just put everything that was coffee themed in a big box. So every time I wanted to create something, I just had my big box in front of me, didn't touch anything else, and it worked like a charm. So I thought I would show you how I'm going to get through spring. First of all, I decided I wanted a smallish junk journal that I can play in. I've put this one together. This is a Foxy Fix that I bought years ago. I'm off a D-Stash page. I've added this cute little ring with some pretty little spring charms on it. I've just used a very simple piece of ribbon as a closure for the moment because I couldn't decide what to do. And I just used a brad to hold it in place in the hole that was already there. And then I have created 2 very simple junk journals. Sometimes I feel like doing modern style things, and other times I like playing vintage. And I ummed and ahed for so long about what style of junk journal to make. And I went, oh, I've got a solution. Let's just make one of each. So I've made a simple journal with light, modern, a lot of white, or a little bit of pastel color. So this is if I want to do a more modern style spread. And then I also set up a vintage one. So I've got out coffee dyed paper and things like that. Things that have a little bit of a vintage feel, music sheets, that sort of thing. So these are very plain Jane at the moment, and obviously I will be decorating that as I work through it. So that's what I'll be using for my journaling for the next 3 months. And then I have made up this jazzy little kit. This is a Sistema storage box that we just buy from our local supermarket, and honestly it is the perfect size. Now what I've also done is I'm going away for 2 weeks, and I wanted to take some things with me, but obviously I can't take my whole scrap room. So I thought, right, let's put together a kit again, and that way when I want to sit down and create or do some journaling or make something pretty, I have more than enough here to keep me going, but I don't have to upturn my entire craft room. So what I've done down in here, I have these are sort of the larger pieces. There's ephemera, there's offcuts of paper, larger tags, leftover bits and pieces, things that I thought had a bit of a spring feel about them. Look, little envelopes that I've got in Happy Mail, some cute vellum pieces, you name it, all sorts of little bits of paper. I've got some tags, all that sort of thing, but just keeping it smallish. And because this junk journals aren't too big, all these smaller size things are going to work perfectly. I can chop them up, I can turn them into pockets, I can make belly bands, you name it. There's enough in here to do that. And honestly, if I want something else, my craft room's literally right here, so it's no big deal. What I've also done is collected together all sorts of little pieces of pretty. So in here, I've got lots of pretty die cuts and things like that. Honestly, anything that's floral sort of made its way in here. Anything that's pastel-y, it's in here. So it's all easy to access. I've got some cut out shapes in this other one. Whoops, a daisy. Oh, now I'm going to have to put those back in properly, but that's okay. In here, I've got some words. I've got some little tiny shapes. I've got little tiny offcuts. See, all these little tiny things are perfect when you're working in a smaller journal. So instead of sort of them being lost in the crowd, they're all nicely in one place. Just makes it so quick and easy. Then this got too full, so we had to sort of upgrade into this spot. But look, I've got some journaling cards in here. I've got some really pretty cut aparts from my scrapbooking collection of papers. I've got larger die cuts and things because we ran out of room. All the pretty things. And that's, look at this. I mean, I could probably journal for 6 months with all of this stuff, but that's okay. It'll be interesting to see how much of it I actually do use, but at least it's all in one spot. Then in here, I've got some little tiny scraps because sometimes you just need a little pop of colour somewhere. So instead of throwing all these little bits out, I've just thrown them in there instead to use. And then in here, I have some little prettiness. There's a couple of little lacy pieces. I've got some pretty sparkly brads. I have some tabs already cut, some very cute little bows. I've got, look at these. I found these the other day. These are the cutest thing ever. Look at the size of these little buttons. How divine is that? Found them in one of my cheap shops and it came in a multi-pack with all sorts of different colours. But what a gorgeous addition to a journal page. So yes, well, of course we had to buy those. And I've got a few little paper flower things too. And that's that. See how easy this can make everything. If you don't have a lot of time, you can sit down while you're watching TV, grab your little tray, grab some glue and start sticking things down. If you're going away for the weekend, you can be packed and ready to go in 5 seconds. All you need is a pen, some glue and your little kit and you're good to go. So I hope this helps. And honestly, if you are getting overwhelmed with excess stash, make yourself a seasonal journal kit. I'm going to do this every 3 months now. So this is all the pretty things for spring. Then I will do a new one in summer where I, go for brighter colours and things like that and so forth. I'm just trying to make it easier so that if I have things on hand, I actually can spend time creating and journaling instead of just delving through the stash. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you did stay around. I have more planning and crafty ideas to come up as the year goes on. Until next time, stay safe, stay happy, and stay well. And if you have to, stay home and create a gorgeous journaling kit like this one. Until next time, take care. Bye for now.